The name's Shikanoin Heizou, sharpest and most successful detective of the Tenryou Commission. Huh? Oh, my goodness. Life's really put you through the ringer recently, hasn't it? I can tell. Here, why don't you take a seat? Tell me the whole story. There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing. Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence. Huh. My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen. Let's just hope the rain hasn't washed all the clues away. Huh. I wonder which criminal mastermind just protested their innocence in court. A liar by the sounds of it. Have you ever heard of the case of the vengeful spirit of Dragonspine? It all happened on a dark, snowy night long ago. It's gonna take a little more wind than that to form a cyclone. Morning. Oh my, you don't look so good. You didn't have a nightmare, did you? Oh, I should have known not to expose you to such a shocking case so soon. All right, now that lunch is over, what do you say we play a game to keep our minds sharp? Huh? Relay stones? Okay, I guess we can warm up with that. Once the sun is clocked out for the day, it's up to the stars to keep criminals under their watchful gaze. Great, it's time to hit the hay. I wonder what dreams await me tonight. A detective should be using their smarts to crush criminals' hopes of getting away with their crimes. So really, a true detective should never even have to touch their weapon. I've made it a habit of mine to remember everything I observe in the form of keywords. They're a big help to me when I'm trying to make deductions. Take this person, for example. We've got cat hair on clean trousers and scratch on the wrist. Looks like they have a soft spot for animals, but they can't get cats to reciprocate. Meanwhile, that one seems to be very troubled about their injured hand, and they're wearing a pair of brand new shoes that don't match their well-worn attire. Hold on. It looks like I might have a new case on my hands here. Seems to me like these commissions of yours are an endless goldmine of cases, and you'll never be able to finish them all. So maybe you could throw one my way every once in a while? Not the ones that involve fighting, running, errands, or searching for lost items. As you know, not my style. I only take on big, important cases with lots of mysteries to solve. So, keep an eye out for me, yeah? Coincidence is a nice word. It makes things sound like they were meant to be. Unfortunately, as a detective, I don't believe in coincidences. The two of us meeting each other is really the culmination of every choice and move we've made up to this point. So what I'm saying is, our destiny is something we choose. Huh? So there are rumors that I can overpower my Tenryou colleagues without even using my vision? Well, let me set the record straight. 1, although I am technically a Doshin, I'm strictly a detective. My mind is my greatest tool, not my muscles. 2, it's not like my colleagues and I are getting into fights with each other all the time. And 3, all right. Seems like there's no fooling you. Just never mind then, okay? As you piece together the trail of clues, it brings you closer and closer to the culprit. And then, that moment when you finally put the last piece of the puzzle into place, I always get such a sense of accomplishment. It's exhilarating. Not only does being a Doshin come with a certain amount of prestige, it also puts me closer to the action on some of the toughest cases, so the position has definitely broadened my horizons compared to when I was at the detective agency. As for the other duties, patrolling, apprehending criminals, and so on, obviously I leave that to the more qualified individuals. There's a limit to how much a single detective can do, you know. Question, traveler. How much do you know about timber? That's right. I'm talking about wood from any ordinary tree you might find along the roadside. Whether a criminal bumps into the bark, disturbs a pile of sawdust, or treads on some leaves, the chances are they're always going to leave a trace somehow. Add to that some knowledge of which trees grow in what areas, and if you're lucky, you can infer some crucial details. So, you know, trees. They're a sleuth's best friend. Madame Kujo Sara? Yeah, that lady's gotta be the most serious person in the entire Tenryo Commission. It would be nice if she could cut us a little slack and give everyone some breathing room, and she's always on my case about my occasional unexplained absences. But what can I say? I just go wherever the evidence leads me. I've done a few favors before to deliver roasted lavender melon to him in prison. This one time, I overheard him singing. The lyrics were complete trash, but I gotta say, he has a pretty good set of pipes. And it's not every day you come across an inmate who's in the mood to sing their heart out. The Arataki Gang is a free and diverse organization that accepts anyone, regardless of their background. Pretty amazing if you ask me. They're lucky to have Shinobu to help keep them all in line. How do I know all of this? I mean, as deductions go, this one was pretty elementary. Come to think of it, Lady Guji's publishing house also publishes murder mysteries, right? So when can you introduce me? In this day and age, becoming a famous detective requires more than just ability. You need publicity, too. Huh? Come on, I'm being serious here. Oh, Kazuha? Yeah, he's a solid guy. With his help, I felt like a locked treasure chest of clues had been bust wide open and emptied all over the ground for me to see. If only I had his sensitivity to the natural world. Oh, I get it now. The wind to him must be like my intuition to me. Oh, it's such a pity. Since the Vision Hunt decree has been repealed, I no longer have any grounds to officially arrest him. But then again, I guess now I can just openly invite him to come to the Tenryo Commission and discuss cases with me. General Goro's constant suspicion made my trip to Watatsumi Island much more eventful. Everywhere I went, there were soldiers keeping me under close surveillance. Honestly, I was a regular boring tourist just like everybody else. So what if I happened to be a detective in my day job? I was clearly minding my own business there. I've never actually seen Madame Sangonomiya before. Whenever she appears, practically the whole village crowds around her. I'm not about to contend with that. Oh, and even if you made it through all the villagers, there'd still be a circle of shrine maidens around her. For one of us young people to gain that kind of recognition from everyone, it must have taken a lot of work. I'm barely acquainted with the daughter of the Kamisato clan. I'm glad that I'm not from some sort of prestigious family like that. It's definitely not the kind of life for me. Even if someone chooses to remain absolutely silent, you can still learn a lot about them just by observing their clothes, posture, and facial expressions. Now, if this conversation ended here, what could you gather from my appearance alone? Once, when I was sitting in on a criminal trial, I suddenly realized I'd cracked the case. So I interrupted the court just as they were about to declare the verdict. If my objection had turned out to be invalid, then that moment wouldn't have been the turning point that saw me become a detective. Instead, it would have been, "Shikanoin Heizou, I hereby find you in contempt of court and order your immediate detention." Investigating extramarital affairs, tracking down runaway pets, those are pretty much the only cases you'll find at a detective agency. I personally need cases of a higher caliber, so obviously my only option was to jump ship and join the Tenryou Commission. Another factor was that Sango and I didn't quite see eye to eye in a lot of areas. Just one of those things, I guess. When I first joined the Tenryou Commission, I started honing my craft by reviewing some cold cases. Before I knew it, Mount Cold Case had been completely leveled. It is a pity. These days, I no longer have the time to go back and look through old files. I'm forever being brought in to help out on the toughest cases, and I barely have a moment to catch my breath in between jobs. Well, what can you do? Once you're a detective of this caliber, the cases come to you. By the time a detective is facing a criminal, they have, in some sense, already failed. Whatever you might do to establish the truth and identify the culprit, you'll never be able to undo the damage caused by the crime. That's why I want my reputation to spread. I want to be a famous detective that makes would-be criminals quake in their boots and quit while they're ahead. In other words, I want to nip crime in the bud. Well, now that you've heard my spiel, why don't you lend me a hand? Would you like to sit in on the court trial at the Tenryou Commission sometime? It's like watching the truth slowly emerge as a collage of facts is pieced together. I can save you a really good seat, but we'll have to pretend like we don't know each other. You know, just pretend. There are always those people who resort to violence at the very last second, as if that'll somehow solve their problems. It's a real bummer. Victory for me is to see the look on the defendant's face as they finally confess to their crime in the face of my ironclad evidence and watertight deductions. The moment a detective has to use brute force, they've already lost. Name me one item of food that doesn't taste better deep-fried. You can't, right? Whether it's meat or veggies, as long as it's been pulled out of the fryer, I'll love it. I don't think anyone with an empty stomach can resist the smell of fried food. I cannot stand dinner at the police station. It's always the same regimented meals, and don't even get me started on the taste. When it comes to food, you can't enjoy it unless you get to pick exactly what you want, right? But nope, poor me has to make do with slipping out and grabbing a quick bite. I love it! You really outdid yourself this time. Well done. Would you say cooking is more of a physical or a cognitive task? I believe it's both. No wonder you're such a good cook. Let me think. Where did you go wrong here? After I learned that today was your birthday, there was a brief moment when I really wanted to take you to a locked room chock full of mechanisms and gifts where you could only get out by solving all the puzzles. It's actually really fun. You know, of course, I wouldn't do anything like that unless I was sure you'd actually enjoy it. Here, come with me. There's this beautiful scenic spot I've got to show you before the sun goes down. As I get stronger, my intuition gets sharper. It appears my combat abilities are advancing. Too bad it's not all cognitive. My. At this rate, the name Cyclone is really gonna stick, isn't it? Thanks for your trust and support, my dear partner. I couldn't have made it this far without your help. I suppose we have time for a quick high five, but then let's get back out there and solve some more mysteries. Fracture! The truth hurts! Bring it on! Confess! Cyclone! Can't fool me! Oh, it's all coming out now. See? Just follow my intuition. I'm liking the look of this. If that's how you want it. That was discombobulating. This is no job for a detective. Whoa there, watch it. That's it. I'm taking this case over. The truth will come out. From detective to victim. I've been outsmarted. You don't want to do this. We got a situation. I'm on the case. Got a problem you can't solve. Clue me in. Let's move before the trail goes cold.
I'm Sucrose, a researcher of alchemy. I heard you've been to a lot of places, so I was wondering if you... What am I saying? It's only our first time meeting, I shouldn't trouble you. But, if you're willing, I'd love to hear any stories you have about your adventures. I'd really like that. What was that? Oh, it's gone. Can I go take a look? I just need a moment to quickly take down some notes. I haven't been out in a while. The windmills are spinning faster than usual today. Hey, do you think if an animal put a propeller on its back and started running, do you think the propeller would make it run faster? Or even fly? Snow this big only falls a few times a year. If I miss it, I'll have to wait until next year to run my experiments. So please, give me some space. Yes, I know. I should wear more layers. The sun is already out? Oh, okay. Just one last experiment, and then we can get some rest. Last one, I promise. Humidity levels are increasing. Think we can run some tests? Good morning. Did you sleep well? According to research, not getting a good night's sleep can have detrimental effects on your cognition and stamina. What? I'm always up working through the night? Yeah, I know. Can't be helped, I guess. Ah! No! Stay back! Don't come over here! No, it's nothing personal. It's just that this experiment is highly volatile and might cause an explosion. Good evening. Please wait a moment. Experiment 905 has actually produced 2 light excretions, which, for clarity's sake, should be labeled number 1033 and number 1035 respectively. Right. Now, what did you need me for? No need to wait up for me. Please, get some sleep. Something bothering you? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm right at the end of my experiment. I promise I won't stay up late again. Bioalchemy, when compared with creation, places more emphasis on transformation. Finding those little secrets that living creatures have and scaling them up, combining them, the results are always such a surprise. Life really is fascinating. Just how much do we really know? I really don't know how to act around new people. Everyone's personality is different, as are the things they care about. If I slip up and say the wrong thing, I'll offend someone, or sound impolite. Talking is hard. So much harder than alchemy. Oh, you... noticed. My ears are a hereditary feature, quite different from everyone else's. So I try to hide them with my hair as much as possible. I'm curious to know about your background. I was wondering, could I perhaps observe you for a while? I'll be silent, and I won't interfere with what you're doing. Would that be okay? To be honest, I was a little afraid when we first met, because you don't talk much. I thought I must have offended you somehow. But then, as time went on, I discovered you're really easy to get along with. Just an unexpected outcome of my observations. I heard it was you that dealt with the storm terror issue. No doubt it was a dangerous fight. It's a good thing you came out unscathed. I was, also wondering, did Storm Terror happen to drop anything during the fight? You know, a scale, some skin, even just a little would be fine. There are some tests I'd like to run. My vision is my most important research tool. Why, without it I'd be unable to proceed with most of my elemental research. Combat? Oh. I suppose I use it for that too when I'm out in the field looking for materials. This room is where I keep all the bones I've collected. On the table on the left we have lizards, frogs, and grass carp. To the front we have the bones of a wild boar. And then over there, in the right corner, is a hilly trail. Oh, don't be nervous. Nothing to be afraid of. They're really quite cute once you get used to them. If you look closely, you'll notice that the mist flowers I've planted here are all different. This one is the most powerful. This one blooms the longest. This one? Oh, this one is Project 3 version 17, Enlargement Trial. Its defining trait is that it's a bit larger. She's a very willing helper. I can't deny that. It's just, she makes me a little anxious is all. One time, she saw 3 boxes of materials stacked just outside my laboratory door, and proceeded to move them inside for me. A nice gesture, but the thing is, I'd only just finished putting them outside. Jean has put her into solitary confinement so many times, but every time she's let out, it's not long before she's back in trouble. Something tells me she hasn't done much introspection. I told her I'd make her a bouncing, dancing Jumpty Dumpty that is also safe, but to date there are still a lot of problems with the design. I don't dare talk to Master Jean that much, because she's so strict. I know she's a good person and all. I know that, I do. But I still find her scary. I don't tend to bother her, and even when I have to, I ask Albedo to go on my behalf. She really seems to know a great deal. She's obviously never seen my research. And yet, on so many occasions, she's given me advice on that which is most core to my studies. Just how does she know? Is it observation? Or is it ratiocination? Oh, I know he likes to joke, and isn't trying to make fun of me. But I often struggle to work out which parts of what he says are the truth, and which parts are jokes. So, whenever he talks to me, the outcome is usually one of two things: morbid embarrassment, or unbearable awkwardness. As his assistant, I learn so much each and every day. What's key is not his existing knowledge, but his talented way of thinking. No matter how complex the task at hand, his way of thinking ensures he gets to the bottom of it, and is able to explain it thoroughly. His methodologies are amazing. To me, it's where alchemy meets art. Talent? Let's hypothesize that he and I were to perform the same research. I'd still spend my whole life playing catch-up. But my studying bioalchemy has nothing to do with evading his line of research. We just happen to have different interests and dreams. Nothing more. I'm curious as to why her doll is called Baron Bunny. It clearly has nothing to do with the rabbit at all. Oh, the headband makes it look like it has rabbit ears, you say? That's heavily reliant on the rabbit stereotype, is it not? Many rabbits' ears are floppy. I take it you're referring to the book series, Flowers for Princess Fischl. Indeed, the world the author came up with is very creative. If only I could go see it with my own eyes. Oh, you're referring to Fischl herself? I am doubtful that she could really take me there. The role of a scout is a hazardous one, and Miss Eula throws herself into danger all too easily. So, I made a reconnaissance device for her, so that she wouldn't have to infiltrate enemy camps herself. But Miss Eula has such an imposing manner, she really puts me on edge, and I was so nervous that I accidentally left out a few important details while explaining how to use it. As a result, there was an accident. What should I do? I hope she won't hold a grudge against me. You want to know more about me? You must have an interest in bioalchemy, then. Whatever you ask, I will be sure to give you the most precise answer possible. Oh, it really is me specifically that you are interested in? I'm at a loss for words. The essence of research is the process of finding the answer. Sometimes working through that process can be tedious, but every time I see the cumulative result of my efforts, I know that I'm doing what I love. When I was little, I had two good friends. We kept nothing from each other. I thought I knew everything about them, but then stuff happened, and we grew distant. As for where they are now, what they're doing, whether or not they remember me, I have no idea. Even though we were best friends, things still turned out this way. Let me tell you a little secret. Something I've never told anyone. The purpose behind my research is to create my own wonderland. Yes, just like the ones in fairy tales. The kind where all your dreams come true and you live happily ever after. It's childish, isn't it? But I still believe in fairy tales. If you're busy, please don't let me stand in the way of progress. You're not busy? Really? It's fine. I get that you have stuff to do. I'm already quite used to working alone. You're truly not busy? In that case, I don't suppose you could help me with a few things. Or, we could sit and chat about stuff. I like things that look orderly. See? All of my research notes are compiled in notebooks of the exact same thickness. All my potions are lined up according to effect and hue. What? What is this purple potion doing here? Sorry, I need to reassess the order of these potions. I wonder, what is it that you do in your free time? Every time I get a break, I can never find anything to do. I just find myself staring off into space. Time goes by so quickly when I'm experimenting. So how is it that when I'm not doing anything, the days all feel like years? I extract the nectar from sweet flowers to make candy. When I get stuck in a rut, I just pop one in my mouth and my focus returns. Retaining optimal blood sugar levels during research is essential. Once I came to understand more about bioalchemy, I stopped eating mushrooms. You're no doubt aware? Mushrooms grow on that which has died, which in turn makes me think of other such things, and my appetite just disappears. Ugh. So delectable. Time to finish my research now that I feel at my best. I must admit, this tastes a lot better than my healthy meals. Time for me to make some modifications to my diet. Sorry. I have some reservations about this dish. Happy birthday! I've been running experiments for months, and finally I can give you this potion. It will allow you to relive your most beautiful memories of the past year. I call it Biopotion number 3916. Huh? No, not 3196. It's 3916. Finally, a breakthrough in my bioalchemy research. This trip has allowed me to gather a good number of materials. Thank you. I'll be sure to put them to good use. Recently, during my experiments, I found myself suddenly wondering when I'll next get to go on an adventure with you. So strange. Why do you think that is? I need to do some scientific investigation to find out. I have such an abundant array of research materials now. To spend any more time on me would really be a waste of your time. At least, let me use my bioalchemy to make you up some kind of gift. Adsorption test. Animo test 6308. Stand clear. Swirl Mark II. Enhanced Animo Module 75. Animo Hypostasis Emulation. Tests appearing out of thin air? This needs research. If only I stumbled upon lab supplies as often. Wow! So many raw materials! A minor error. Unexpected outcome. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Come here, I have meds. Careful. Think, then step. My research has failed. Need to make adjustments. I should sleep on it. That's not right. Don't break my glasses! I want to help. I can do it. My experiment will succeed.
I'm number 11 of the Fatui Harbingers, codenamed Child, but I also go by Tartaglia. And you? You two like to cause quite the stir, don't you? Something tells me we're going to get along splendidly. You know, there are better ways to seek out our enemies than, well, standing here. This place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing to kill. I wonder what the rest of the Harbingers are up to. Plotting and scheming on an ever grander scale, no doubt. Where I'm from, if we didn't keep moving, we'd freeze to death. Literally. Perfect weather for fishing. The sound of the rain scares them away, but once it stops, they're yours for the taking. Could it be snowing in Snezhnaya too? The world looks glorious in the snow, pure white like the light of the moon. A perfect backdrop for bloodshed. The wind is picking up. There is conflict in the air. Just look at that wind blow. The wind permeates all, cleansing both mind and body. Excellent. Morning, comrade. You're raring to go today, I see. You look well. What's your secret? Care to exchange notes? Oh, dinner was quite the feast. A spot of exercise is in order. Today was great. See you tomorrow, comrade. A warrior must always be ready to face any challenge with his blade. The outcome of the battle is irrelevant. What matters is that you learn from the experience. I'm sure the Harbingers must know of my dealings with you by now. Oh, I'd love to see the look on their faces. I am the least adept with a bow, and that is precisely why I must master it. You wield such powers without owning a vision. I really am excited to see what you have in store for us. Let's see how far you can go. Just don't go dying on me before you lay it all on the line in our final battle. I won't allow it. Comrade, how would you like to join the Fatui? Actually, scrap that. With your capabilities, you and I could go head-to-head with the Harbingers and win. Wouldn't want to miss an opportunity like that. If it makes me stronger, I'll take it. Vision? Great. Delusion? Don't mind if I do. Heretical teachings from the Abyss? Sign me up. The skeletal white snowscape devours life without leaving any trace. It is the invisible enemy we fight against each day. I once ventured deep into the Abyss and came face to face with an enormous beast. I don't know its name. All I know is the sight of it chilled me to the bone. But mark my words, one day I will march back in there and behead that beast. And you, comrade, will be my witness. It's been years since I last saw my master. I should hope the next we meet, I'll at least be able to force her to use both hands to beat me. There's far more to that man than meets the eye. As for the extent of his power, lots to look forward to, I think. Tell me, how has Mr. Zhongli been lately? Not bad, you say. Seems he's had no problem acclimating to mortal life. He sure had me fooled. Such a fiasco mustn't be so easily forgiven. The only way to reconciliation is fierce combat. What do you mean I'm no match for him? Her Royal Highness, the Tsaritsa, is actually a gentle soul. Too gentle, in fact. And that's why she had to harden herself. Likewise, she declared war against the whole world only because she dreams of peace. And because she made an enemy of the world, I had the chance to become acquainted with you. Huh. Varka. Just the thought of one day going head-to-head with him in combat. The fabled knight of Boreas himself, titan of the Knights of Favonius. It makes me buzz with excitement. It's a beautiful life we live in this world. He was the first ever Fatui Harbinger, and today he's our leader. He only appears on important occasions. As for his accomplishments, to be honest, I don't really care. I owe my loyalty and devotion to the Tsaritsa, no one else. I've seen him in battle before, and oh, what a sight it was. Perhaps I'm ranked too low for him to notice me right now. Well, he may not recognize my strengths yet, but one day, I'll show him what I'm made of. I heard that he took segments of himself at different ages, made prostheses out of them, and assigned different tasks to each one. I know, all my comrades are a little weird. Well, come to think of it, if I met another version of myself, we'd have to fight then and there to decide which one of us gets to survive. The Fatui Harbingers are ranked by strength, and I have no idea why that girl is number 3. I'd test my skills with every Harbinger who ranks above me if I had the chance. But when it comes to her, something just doesn't feel right. Anyway, you should be careful around her. Look, I've got nothing against people who have their own agendas. I myself joined the Fatui to get more experience in combat. But I don't like her at all. If she stood to benefit from betraying others, she'd turn against the Tsaritsa in a heartbeat. There isn't a sane bone in her body. I don't know what his motivations could be, but he seems genuine about wanting to help me. He treats me just like family. Oh, and speaking of family, Tonya and Tusser are always telling me about the pastries and other gifts he brings them when they write. So while I've been away from Snezhnaya, he's kept his promise to take care of my family. She always seems engrossed in her research. I wonder if those machines have anything to do with her. Anyway, I've only met her a few times, but every time she looked like she wanted to murder me. I have no idea what I possibly could have done to annoy her, though. Oh, now that guy has a head full of grandiose plans fueled by raw ambition. I don't understand a word he says once he starts talking about his theories. But as long as he keeps our cash reserves stocked up, I'm not complaining. I never got along with her, you know that. I guess there's not much more worth saying about her at this point. When you're a Harbinger, you have to accept that death could come at any time. But don't worry about me. No matter what happens, I'll do whatever it takes to keep myself alive. After he took the Gnosis, we lost all contact with him. Now comes the task of trying to hunt it down and get it back. I actually don't mind it. It means I get to travel all over. Wonder if I'll run into you somewhere along the way. Remember, comrade, one day I will conquer the world. Face me in person, man to man, and I'll always have a chance of beating you. Same goes if you're a deity or a monster from the abyss. But the Harbingers? They are more enamored with their intangible methods, spending their days scheming and maneuvering. This is why we cannot get along. However far away my motherland may be, we all live under the same sky. That snow-white moon. My family must be able to see it too. I hope my siblings... I hope that they have turned out to be formidable warriors as well. Comrade, a word of advice. Don't go yelling stupid things in the heat of battle. They might sound good in your head, but if you think about it, they make no sense at all. I'm talking about things like, I'm on fire. That's the last thing we want. Fire leaves behind nothing but ashes, and you must survive at all costs. Ah, how time flies. One day you will see how I conquer the world and crush the thrones of gods beneath my heel. In the meantime, no dying, comrade. Keep yourself alive. Ice fishing and combat follow the same principle. Patience and decisiveness are key. Though, having said that, I suppose the same is true of everything in life. My pet peeves? Well, to be honest, I'm far too busy journeying with you and slaying powerful enemies to dwell on such trifling matters. There's plenty of delicious food to sink your teeth into in this world, and plenty of fights to sink your teeth into as well. Life is beautiful. Food is like weaponry. A true warrior never deliberates unduly over their choice of weapon, nor do they do so over the food they eat. Neither should you. Eating delicious food really has a way of taking all your cares away. Now, how should I repay you? Your cooking skills seem to have improved quite a lot. Does that mean you're getting stronger all the time, too? I'll admit the taste surprises me a little. Okay, I'll try one more bite. Happy birthday, comrade! Anyone you need knocked off their perch today? Let me know. I'll happily oblige. Oh, I feel like I've gotten stronger. Now who shall I use as my guinea pig? A warrior's strength is like a dome. The bigger the dome, the more opponents he can challenge inside it. Who was it that said this again? Bravo, comrade! Thanks to your help, I am one step closer to my goal of conquering the world. I doubt even that Tsaritsa herself ever expected I would make it this far. Comrade, make sure you keep training too. Otherwise, who will be left to fight me to the death when the world lies defeated at my feet? You're mine! Ha! Tidal wave! Bring it on! Who's next? Riptide! You can run, but you can't hide! Shouldn't let your guard down! Brace yourself! This is gonna hurt! No time to lose. I could get used to this. All right, now we're talking. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now I just need to get my hands on the rest. Yeah, this is getting interesting. You're pretty good. Death looms. My time to shine. What's the matter? Out of practice? Step aside. It's my turn. How? I had only just... Yeah. Drat! I'm quite impressed. Yeah! Amateur mistake. Need to end a few enemies? Keep your eyes wide open. Come on, don't keep me waiting.
It's good to meet you at last, Traveler. I've been hearing about you for a long time now. I'm your new buddy, Thoma. As long as that's okay with you, of course. Hey, how about we go for a nice meal sometime? My treat, of course. I feel like there's something I forgot to do. I tidied the courtyard, put the tea on. It's probably just my mind playing tricks on me. I really did spend a lot recently, only 10 more left. Still, 10 more is better than no more. Where'd this rain come from? Are you gonna be okay? Here, I'll lend you my coat. You don't want to be out in open country in this kind of weather. You'll get struck by lightning for sure. Don't run on the ice, 'cause if you fall down, I won't help you up. Gotta learn somehow. Lovely weather we're having. Will you join me for a walk? Morning. If you're free, why not come with me to the market? The vegetables are freshest earlier in the day. On the lunch menu today, we have sakura tempura and tricolor dango. Here, there's some for you, some for Paimon, and I also put some aside for my lady. Oh, and the man of the clan himself. Wait, I forgot someone. There's none for me. Come quick, we gotta get down to the market. They slash the prices on fish around this time of day. Oh, and if you find something that you just can't do without, I'll help you haggle the price down. Okay, good night. You had a busy day today, so you should get some rest too. Don't stay up too late. It was never Ayaka or Ayato's intention to make me the housekeeper. I volunteered. I like this kind of work. Putting everything in order gives me a great sense of achievement. And based on everyone's reactions, yeah, I think I do a pretty good job. For me, housework is about keeping a space clean and tidy, so that everyone who lives there has a smile on their face. And now, it looks like I'm responsible for another smile. I'll do my best to deliver. Hey, how come you're eating here all alone? Is it okay if I join you? Or did you just want some space? If you hadn't put yourself out there during the Vision Hunt ceremony and taken on the Raiden Shogun all by yourself, I would have lost my vision, and with it all my aspirations. I've been thinking about this a lot, and it seems like there's only one way I could ever properly repay you. I, Thoma, give to you my weapon and my loyalty, and I promise to fight for you, no matter what.
Those that receive visions should look after them. I certainly don't plan on losing mine. I've gotten to know all kinds of people over the years, and I'd say that Inazumans are more particular about etiquette than Mondstadters. If you make sure you're always polite to people, it's much easier to get things done. I've always wanted to see a Tanuki shapeshifting. They say it could change into all kinds of things, and that it likes to play pranks on passersby. It's a creature with a sense of humor, that's for sure. Are you an animal person too? If you are, let me take you to the outskirts sometime. It's great. I just need to give a whistle, and all these puppies and kittens will come out of nowhere and start strutting around your ankles, clamoring for your affection. Just imagining it is already brightening my day. Lady Miko? What about her? Every time Miss Kamisato sends me out to deliver messages, my least favorite destination is the Grand Narukami Shrine. Oh, not because Lady Miko scares the bejeebers out of me. It's, respect. Yes, she strikes respect deep into my heart. In my homeland of Mondstadt, almost everyone has great reverence for the animal archon Barbados. But people in Inazuma feel a little differently toward the Shogun. How can I put this? They feel love, respect, gratitude, but also fear. Honestly, I don't harbor any resentment toward the Shogun. Yes, she almost took my vision away, but ultimately, that's just because of her unique perspective. Everyone has their own perspective. There's nothing strange about that. The only thing I don't understand is her goal in doing so. What does she imagine eternity really looks like for Inazuma? And why is sacrificing her people's aspirations so necessary to achieve it? I can neither understand nor agree with her approach. The captain of the Crux. A formidable woman indeed. She once promised to take me out onto the open ocean to get a look at the thunderstorm that seals off Inazuma from the outside world. It's a shame that to this day, I've never had the chance to take her up on the offer. As the head of the Kamisato clan, he's in a tough position. With all the political upheaval, he has to contend with public disquiet on one hand and a bunch of self-serving degenerate public officials on the other. It's best not to dwell on it. All I can do is make sure to look out for him when he's at home. Milady is in all respects a well-rounded person. Erudite, compassionate, well-mannered, and elegant. The one thing she could do better is to speak her mind more. In fact, watch out for this the next time you're talking to her. Sometimes she looks like she's about to say something, but then she holds back. If that happens, keep asking her opinion. See if you can encourage her to open up a little. Of Naganohara Fireworks fame? She's so easy to get along with. Super straightforward, just says whatever she thinks. Oh, and Naganohara Fireworks are just incredible. You should take every chance you get to see them in action. Ah, on that note, here, have a coupon. Ah, Sayu. Stubborn Sayu. I've asked her countless times to teach me ninjutsu, but she always refuses. She even goes out of her way to avoid me now. I'm just a student looking for a teacher. Am I really that out of line? The Tenryo Commission General. Make sure to be extra careful if you have any dealings with her. She has a lot of power in her hands, and she's not very open to persuasion. Smiling and batting your eyelids certainly won't get you anywhere with her. Word on the street is that he's quite a character. Apparently, he even has yokai heritage. Have you met him? If you two are close, maybe you can introduce me sometime. It's good to make friends from all walks of life, yokai included. That guy is a detective for the Tenryo Commission. He seems to have his own way of doing things, not the easiest person to get along with. Also, any situation that involves a detective is probably not one that's going to end well. I think I'll keep on giving him a wide berth. Oh? So Jean from the Gunhilder clan is the master of the Knights of Favonius now? Oh, she definitely deserves it. She's known all over for her impeccable conduct. Oh, just the acting Grandmaster? Well, someone of her standing won't care about titles. You've had a run-in with Eula Lawrence before, huh? All I know is that their whole family are about the worst-tempered people you could ever meet. You're better off steering clear of them if you can help it. Now I'm in a Mondstadt mood again. The memories. Anything I can lend a hand with? If something needs doing around the house, or you're having some interpersonal strife, just say the word. A conversation? I see, I see. That's a little different from what I'm used to, but I'm all for it. I'm not from Inazuma originally. I think I've told you that before, right? I took a boat all the way here from Mondstadt, found I liked the place, and was also lucky enough to meet the wonderful Kamisato siblings, so I just ended up staying. I get homesick once in a while too, so I completely relate to all the international merchants on Rito. I try to look out for them as much as I can. The difference between us is that they see themselves as just passing by, and have no intention of trying to integrate here. And because that's how they think, it becomes their reality. The majority of Inazumans will never see them as anything more than outsiders. For some of the more conservatively minded people in Inazuma, the idea of an outlander working as a retainer for one of the commissions is unthinkable. So there was a time when I was not that welcome here. I'm pretty sure I'd have been deported a long time ago without a couple of Kamisatos fighting my corner. I couldn't let the clan down after they'd been so kind to me, so I put in a lot of honest work, and eventually everyone was finally able to accept me. I'm not sure if I should get into this, but hopefully you won't mind. I went through a period where I really just wanted to go home. Mondstadt is my homeland after all. But I was torn. It wouldn't be easy to leave Inazuma behind either. I mean, just look how good the people here have been to me. The Kamisato clan always has a room for me, and there are people I've met here that are like family. So I went back and forth over it and ultimately decided I'd stay in Inazuma. When I'm missing Mondstadt, I can just chat with you. You don't mind my rambling, do you? I've been really getting into stories about the unnatural recently, especially ones about shape-shifting yokai. They're so fascinating. Before that, I was really into ninjutsu for a while, and before that... You think I'm not dedicated enough? No, it's not like that. You got me all wrong. I'm in a real pickle here. The chief is hosting a banquet for his friends tonight, and he says he wants me to splurge a little by cooking some butter crab. The only problem is that for the last 2 days, I haven't been able to buy crab anywhere. So, what? Am I gonna have to dive into the ocean and grab them myself? Without a doubt, my favorite food is rice cake soup. I like cooking up a big, delicious potful for everyone to share. It's a recipe for a good time. As far as food is concerned, I'm fine with anything. If we're counting beverages, though, I'm not very good with alcohol. Yeah, don't laugh. And before you say it, yes, I've wondered what this says about my identity as a Mondstadter. But, too much alcohol is bad for you anyway, so not drinking is a good thing. Ah, delicious. Could I get another bowl of rice? Are you free right now? Would you mind sharing some of your cooking tips with me? I don't think I've ever tasted anything like this. Oh, it's not too bad, though. Quick, come with me. I remembered it's your birthday, obviously, so I thought I'd throw you a proper party. There's food, there's drinks, and I invited a whole bunch of your friends, too. Hey, this is your birthday we're talking about. I wasn't about to let you spend it all alone. Really? This will make me stronger? You better not be kidding. I have stacks of laundry to do. It feels like a fire inside of me has just begun to burn. I have all of this power, but how should I use it? I need to give this one some serious thought. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Your kindness warms my heart more than the brightest flame ever could. But not to worry, I figured out what I want to do now. My strength is your shield, and I will always be here to protect you. Fire it up! Check this out! Don't get too close! Here's backup! Supporting fire! I got you covered! Ooh, what's in here? The fortune slip was right. Finders keepers. Hey, what was that for? I'm done for. Right where it hurts. Don't despair. I'm here to help. What a mess. Go on, take a rest. Time to go home. Take care, everyone. I couldn't save everybody. Ow, ow, ow! Just stop it! I guess the housework can wait. Let's get out there and make some friends. Where are we headed this time?
Hi there, I'm Tighnari, Forest Watcher of the Avidia Forest. My duty is to preserve both the rainforest's ecosystem and the safety of its visitors. If this is your first time here, I suggest you first peruse the Avidia Forest Survival Guide, paying particular attention to the chapter distinguishing between edible and poisonous mushrooms. If you press a leaf between dry sheets of paper, you can make an attractive and handy bookmark. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified in monetary terms. I'm used to the rain, but you should probably use an umbrella. I applied a plant-based waterproofing oil to my tail. One swish, and it's dry. The thunder's so loud. My head hurts. I don't see weather like this very often. Oh, are you cold? If you want, you can tuck your hands into my tail. My ears, they're gonna be blown inside out. It's so hot. Even a mist flower would melt in this heat. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't, but you get what I mean. Listen. That's the sound of dew dripping upon the leaves. During lunch breaks, I like to sit in a tree and admire the sunlight streaming through the canopy. If I'm not careful, I'll fall asleep. Good evening. I'm preparing to go observe bioluminescent flora. Wanna come? Get some sleep. I'll be on guard duty. It'll be a good time to write today's patrol log entry. I studied botany in the Amurta Darshan. My academic advisor wanted me to join the faculty after graduation, but to be quite honest, I prefer a somewhat freer research environment. From my observations, the way that the academia handles certain matters leaves much to be desired. Fortunately, my advisor didn't push the issue. Not like that would have worked. Many people think that my kind are loners, and I don't blame them for thinking that. The few of us around are mostly scholars, and we're always chasing our research, so you'd be lucky to spy a single tuft of tail fur in a whole year. Like my father, for example. He's an entomologist, and lately he's been studying the evolution of beetles in the desert. I have no intention of joining him. I'm ashamed to admit that I don't tolerate the sun very well. Prolonged exposure turns my brain and body into mush. I believe that the best way to achieve mutual understanding with someone is to spend time with them. Other methods are less realistic. That's why there is no need to rush introductions. Time will settle everything. Are we officially friends? What, so this sort of thing needs official documentation now? Okay then. Well, hand over your friendship certificate. I assume it'll need my signature. I remember praying as a kid that if I were lucky enough to receive a vision, it had to be a dendro one. It wasn't because of research. I just wanted to make a vine ladder to reach high-hanging fruit. I've heard about the Aranara for some time now, but I haven't personally seen any. Sometimes I hear rustling sounds from the forest's depths, but they disappear when I go closer. That's a good thing, though. At least they know how to protect themselves. Unlike those stupid adventurers whose first thought when they run into an Avidia leopard is, oh, maybe I'll form an interspecies friendship today. Don't worry about Carcata. I told the Matra I know that it's my research assistant. If anyone wants to do anything to it, they'll need to go through me. Since you seem to care a lot about Carcata, why don't you enroll in some courses at the Spantamad Darshan? That way, you can care for it even if I'm gone. Did you know that plants can camouflage themselves? Some mimic insects or birds to intimidate their natural predators, others produce bait to attract pollinators, and still others are obligate carnivores that utilize enticing fragrances or honey to lure in their prey. I feel like I'm not just talking about plants anymore. When that child was first brought here, she was effectively illiterate. It wasn't a huge issue, though. She's a hard worker and a diligent student, so she's made good progress. Still, her goal is to learn advanced medical techniques, so she still has a long way to go. She sometimes puts too much pressure on herself. Oh, help her out when you can, would you? Consider it a favor for me as her mentor. Thanks a lot. You want to see Sino? Well, firstly, a word of caution. If he ever comes chasing you down for work-related reasons, prepare for the nightmare of a lifetime. Other than that, General Mahamatra is a high-ranking position, so it usually isn't easy to find him. But he does occasionally go to Gandharvaville to see Kale. As much as he might want to stay unnoticed, he can't fool my ears. After my advisor's rescue, I wrote him a letter to send my regards. To my surprise, He wrote back saying that someone had already given him my regards in person. He ended the letter with a question. The General Mahamatra said he hopes that the sages will enjoy a more tasteful reputation, thanks to the efforts of our darshan. Whatever do you suppose he meant by a more tasteful reputation? It's a good question. I'd like to know, too. Be careful of Alhaitham. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he purely operates by rationality, so people often find his actions unacceptable. If you don't believe me, just ask his roommate. Thanks to Alhaitham, he has more pent-up frustration than an angry animo slime. Kaveh is a famous architect in Sumeru. The Palace of Alcazarzaray is his magnum opus. During the initial planning, he even asked me to recommend suitable ornamental flora. I don't know why or how, but he ended up heavily in debt after the palace was completed. Alhaitham is helping out by letting him stay at his place, but I don't know whether that's a blessing or a curse. The renowned Lord Sangama Bey is none other than Dori. I became acquainted with her through a previous research project. It had required very rare materials, and the only way I could get them was through her and her mysterious supply network. Never you mind what I was buying and what I was researching. Thank you very much. I've heard of her. The famous sleepwalking eccentric. The rumors about her sleepwalking are really quite absurd. Feats of superhuman strength, sprinting through Aru village at night, scaling the wall of Samiel with her bare hands. Some even say that she can write a 100,000-word thesis while asleep. What a load of nonsense. Sino has mentioned her before. An extraordinary genius with a veritable wealth of knowledge and talent. A pity that she returned to Mondstadt so long ago. Perhaps in the course of her studies she witnessed the horrifying side of knowledge. As a student, I once heard this saying: plants and the land of Dendro share the same history. It could just be one of those things that people say, but I've always felt that there's a deeper meaning to those words. If I meet Lesser Lord Kusanali one day, I wonder if she would explain them to me. Everything happened so fast, and I didn't get the chance to properly thank her. To have a capable and reliable person like her on your side is extremely fortunate. I'm sure she must have many groups trying to persuade her to join their ranks. But she definitely doesn't strike me as the kind of person who would be interested in joining the academia or the forest rangers, so I'll spare myself the inevitable rejection. Madame Farazan possesses an extensive wealth of knowledge. I often invite her to inspect the mechanisms in the rainforest. The next time she's in Gandharvaville, I hope she doesn't sneak Kale more food. Nutrition is like medicine. Moderation is key. Are you acclimating to the rainforest? I suggest that you keep your eyes and ears open. Take care of yourself, and if anything happens, just flag down a forest ranger. Sometimes I really do envy those simpletons who go around touching and eating anything and everything. In their minds, it must feel like miracles happen every day. To better serve the Avidia forest, I occasionally offer training courses to the forest rangers. If you want to split hairs, then yes, these courses would be considered as dissemination of information by the academia. But what are they going to do? Lock me up? I dare them. We'll see how many patients suffering from weird and wonderful ailments start flooding into the Bimarstan every day. I'll let you in on a secret. I actually really like the atmosphere in the Grand Bazaar. Business is booming, everyone's so lively, and the theater is full of song and dance. Unfortunately, my ears don't tolerate loud sounds very well. Huh? You'll cover my ears for me? It'd be way too hard to walk like that. Thanks for the thought, though. I had many beautiful and fantastical dreams as a child, but they vanished from my memory one day after I grew up. Do you still have dreams? Tell me about them. Leaves and flowers often drop onto the ground of the Avidia forest, sometimes perfectly intact. Leaving them on the ground would be such a pity. I can't help but pick them up and keep them as biological specimens. They can be used as educational materials for forest rangers or as decorative pieces. Very versatile. Troubles. Let me think. Pollution in the Avidia forest, adventurers who constantly stir up trouble, and rescue dogs that always want to mess with my tail. But these problems all have solutions. If you're talking about bigger concerns, then I really don't have any. In this regard, the life of a forest watcher is pretty simple. Well, this may sound strange, but although the blood of a carnivore runs through my veins, mushrooms are the one food that I can't give up. There are many species of edible mushrooms. Whether fresh or dried, they all give off a unique scent. Even when stewed with meat, it's the mushroom's aroma that comes out on top. My olfactory system is overly sensitive, so I lack the good fortune to enjoy heavily spiced foods. Quite the shame in Sumeru. Excellent ingredients and impeccable seasoning. In short, it's delicious. Nice flavor pairing. Could you give me a copy of the recipe? I want to put this on the menu for the Forest Ranger's next meal. Do I need to teach you some new recipes? Happy birthday. I picked out a potted plant in full bloom for you, along with a gardening guide. If anything happens to it, don't hesitate to find me at any time. This plant comes with a Forest Watcher lifetime guarantee. I'll have you know, a lot of flowers are in season on your birthday. It took me forever to choose one. I'll get you a different species next year. Germinating seeds break through the soil and take root. Seedlings grow, reaching out with their branches and leaves. Branches dotted with flower buds herald the advent of spring. A rich harvest that will lead to even richer ones. One with the forest. And Shroud! Can't see? I'll uproot you! Let's nip that in the bud. I hear everything. Keep up. Why is there a chest here? I think we can forego the lost and found report. Smells like something good is inside. What a drag. My tail's all messed up. Time to pull some weeds. Go get yourself patched up. Safety first. Dust to dust. I've not finished my research. Flowers haven't bloomed yet. Excuse me? Who do you think you are? Oh, one thing after another. Oh, I'll bury you! I'll lead the way. Who ate a poisonous mushroom this time? Let's go gather some samples.
That was a refreshing sleep. Traveler, we meet again. What? You don't remember me? Well, allow me to join you on your quest once again. I must see to it that the bards of the world tell the traveler's tales. Sure, I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an apple. Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand. Come on, traveler, let's go! The world is full of lost ballads just waiting to be rediscovered. Let's go jumping in puddles and see who can make the biggest splash! It stopped raining already? A shame. I wanted to play some more. Let's wait till the snow gets heavier and have a snowball fight! The wind has returned! Quick, let's go gliding! Morning! What's in store for today? My tummy is rumbling, but I can't get caught pilfering food from the Dawn Winery again. Oh, it's you! Where are you heading? May I join? I'm still not sleepy. Fancy an evening stroll? Off to the land of Nod? Farewell, my friend. Practice? Me? There's no need. I already know every song in Teyvat. I've decided to write a song about you. What are you giving me that look for? Can't afford it? Don't be preposterous. The price for you, my friend, is precisely 0 mora. Although, one thing you could do is tell me a few more of your stories. Once the heroine in the song has actually rescued the prince, I will ensure this song spreads to every corner of the continent. An evening breeze really sets the mood for becoming my disciple, don't you think? We can do it right now. You just need to make me a small offering. What's that? You think I should try harder to be a good Animo Archon? Well, you could be a better devotee too. You could be more pious, more passionate, or... You want to know about my vision? Oh, go on then. Take a look for yourself. I can make you a matching one if you like. Ula! That's how the hilly churls say hello. Why, I learned it to aid with my songwriting, of course. Vast knowledge makes for a richer composition. That said, I haven't actually written any songs in Hilly Churlian so far. Traveler, have you ever seen a Cisalia? It's a magnificent white wildflower that only grows on the most remote mountains and cliff tops. To me, at least, it's the most beautiful flower in all of Teyvat. Acting Grand Master Jean. Well, what do you think of her? Yes, I couldn't agree more. Conscientious, courageous, kind and considerate, too. Reminds me of another good friend. I'm not surprised you want to befriend Master Diluc. Just think of all the vintage wine he must have stored away. Huh? He doesn't let you sample it? Not even the slightest drop? Well, I guess you can still appreciate the aroma. That's still better than no wine at all, right? No? The darling deaconess with the sweet singing voice. Do you know her? You do? Idol, huh? Meet and greets? Concerts? Wow. That's the power of music for you. Ah, yes, the white-haired fellow from Wolvendom. Raised by wolves. Really? No wonder his scent is so familiar. Oh, that astrologer? How should I put it? Fortune-telling and my singing are the same. Both lead to you being so poor you can't even cough up the money for a drink. You think that astrology is a cultural tradition, so at least still has some value? So rude. In that case, so too is singing, so it still has its value too. There's a special drink known far and wide at Cat's Tail, but it, how about you go and fetch one for me? I'll be truly thankful, I promise. How do you explain white chalk and black soil, or the Earth's dense crust amidst the emptiness of space? Same reason the purest soil gave birth to human life. It's an ancient power with unmistakable properties. Trying to harness it is dangerous indeed. I can't imagine what would happen if someone lost control of it in the city. Never mind. What goes on within Mondstadt's walls is up to Mondstadt's people to deal with. Have you seen that gentleman around? Huh? He's just a normal man by the name of Zhang Li now? That must be quite the change for that old blockhead. Come with me to see him, will you? I have a vintage I dug up from Windrise that I can take as a condolence gift. Oh, did he still seem strong when you saw him? How strong? Am I likely to get blown away? Eula has good taste when it comes to beverages of the alcoholic variety. Come summer or winter, she always likes them ice cold. That's rare among Mondstadters these days. She and I would make great drinking buddies. Huh? My songs about the Lawrence clan. She's heard them already? No harm done. Maybe she and I can do a duet sometime. So, I hear you defeated the mighty Raiden Shogun? I recall the days when she was a Kagemusha, seeking to perfect her martial prowess. She now no doubt employs a wide range of reasoning to get you to train with her. Oh, but yes, come close and I shall let you in on her weakness. Desserts. The first thing you think of when you hear Dendro Archon is her power over dreams. Her dreams are akin to my ballads, full of emotion and imagination. It goes without saying that we get along really well. Perfect timing, Traveler. I was about to ask you, what is your greatest wish? There's never a dull moment traveling with you. The only minor inconvenience is that pesky little pixie thing that follows you everywhere. She never stops eating. I can't begin to imagine how much you spend on food. The Pyro Archon is a wayward, warmongering wretch, and the Geo Archon is a brutish, blundering buffoon. How do I know? Because this is written in the epic poems of days gone by. Celestia. I'm not sure even I could fly that far. In any case, the water there tastes foul, and the fruit is bland. You know what that means. No cider! In that case, I wouldn't go there even if I was invited. My greatest wish? It has always been to roam free and experience the whole world. Now, I would add that wherever I go, it simply must be with you. Each day with you is an adventure, and where adventurers go, storytellers must follow. I like to drink, and I like the wind. Ah, if only there was such a thing as wind-brewed cider. I'm actually highly allergic to cats. I start sneezing as soon as they enter the vicinity, and... apparently I can't even think about cats without sneezing. Do you think there's a cure for this monstrous affliction? Here, have an apple. I just picked it. Look how ripe and juicy it is. Truly the fruit of the gods. What's that tasty morsel you've got there? Ooh, a melted cheese pancake. A smelly, sticky, slimy, disgusting mess. Ah, quite delightful. So, could I get the same again tomorrow? And maybe the day after that? Oh, I'm so full. I'll have to pass on the post-meal fruits this time. I can't believe it, but I don't think I can stomach this. Oh boy, what a predicament. Someone once told me you're supposed to eat a cake on your birthday. Ta-da! Here's your birthday cake. It's apple-flavored. And here's a spoon. The cake didn't rise properly in the oven. That's why it looks more akin to an apple pie. Baking is really quite complicated. Whoa, what was that? Good work. Shall we repose for a moment with a tune? Shall it be a capriccio or a serenade? Come, sit with me. I've written a new poem. I call it Wind of the Traveler. Though I've long since viewed this scenery a great many times, there is something different about seeing it again with you. Surely you're not still concealing some other wondrous abilities. Even if you were, it would simply further prove that my intuition is correct. Yahoo! Here we go. Brace yourselves. Let's play. Think you can get away? Time for takeoff. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Yahoo! Have you heard the Ballad of the Treasure Chest? Thank Barbados. Wait a minute. What a find! I wonder how many bottles this'll be worth. I'm not in the mood for this! Oh dear. That was uncalled for. Let me try. Don't give up. Let me sleep a while. Oh, no. My lyre is broken. How rude. Give me a moment to compose myself. Didn't keep you waiting, did I? Ready for a rehearsal?